Welcome to another thrilling episode of Kabuma Travel, where we explore the most intriguing places around the globe. Today, we're jetting off to the United States of America, a country famed for its stunning landscapes, rich history, and vibrant culture. The United States of America, often referred to simply as the U.S. or America, is a vast and diverse country that boasts a wide array of surprising and often mind-boggling facts. While many are familiar with the country's rich history, cultural diversity, and global influence, there are numerous lesser-known aspects that can leave even the most seasoned travelers and citizens in awe. We're about to delve into the 12 shocking things about the USA that will leave you speechless. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell to stay updated on our latest travel escapades. Now, let's embark on this wild adventure. Number 12. The enormous size and diversity of national parks. The United States is home to some of the most expansive and diverse national parks in the world. Covering more than 84 million acres across all 50 states, the national parks encompass a variety of landscapes including towering mountains, vast deserts, lush forests, and pristine coastlines. Yellowstone National Park, established in 1872, was the world's first national park and remains one of the most visited today. The Grand Canyon, with its awe-inspiring vistas and immense size, is a natural wonder that attracts millions of tourists each year. Sequoia National Park in California is home to the world's largest tree by volume, the General Sherman tree. Meanwhile, the Everglades in Florida offer a unique ecosystem of wetlands and wildlife, including alligators and manatees. Alaska's Denali National Park is known for its rugged wilderness and the highest peak in North America, Mount Denali. These parks not only provide breathtaking natural beauty, but also play a crucial role in conservation and environmental protection. Have you been to any of these national parks? Which is your favorite? Leave a comment below. Number 11. The remarkable scale of the U.S. interstate highway system. The interstate highway system in the United States is a marvel of engineering and logistics, stretching over 46,000 miles across the country. This extensive network of highways connects major cities, facilitating commerce and travel on an unprecedented scale. The project was authorized by the Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956 and has since become the backbone of American infrastructure. The highways are meticulously designed to meet high standards of safety and efficiency, with features like controlled access and grade-separated intersections. The system includes some of the longest and busiest roads in the world, such as Interstate 90, which spans from Boston to Seattle. Interstate 10, another major route, runs from Los Angeles to Jacksonville, Florida. The construction of the highways required the relocation of entire communities and the creation of thousands of bridges and tunnels. The system has significantly reduced travel times and played a pivotal role in the economic growth of the nation. It is estimated that more than one-third of all vehicle miles traveled in the U.S. are on interstate highways. The sheer scale and complexity of the interstate highway system continue to impress both engineers and travelers alike. What are your thoughts on this highway system? Share your views in the comments. Number 10. The stunning wealth disparity. The wealth disparity in the United States is one of the most pronounced among developed nations, with the richest 1% of Americans holding more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. This gap has been growing over the past few decades, leading to significant economic and social implications. The wealthiest individuals, often referred to as the ultra-rich, have seen their fortunes skyrocket due to investments in stocks, real estate, and businesses. Meanwhile, many Americans struggle with stagnant wages, rising living costs, and limited access to affordable healthcare and education. Cities like New York and San Francisco showcase this disparity starkly, with luxurious penthouses and high-end boutiques existing alongside homeless encampments and low-income housing. The impact of this wealth gap is far-reaching, affecting everything from political influence to access to opportunities. Efforts to address this issue, such as tax reforms and social welfare programs, have sparked intense debate and division among policymakers and the public. The disparity has also fueled movements advocating for greater economic equality and social justice. Despite the challenges, the wealth gap remains a defining feature of modern America, prompting ongoing discussions about the future of the nation's economic landscape. What do you think about this wealth disparity? Comment below. Number 9. The high incarceration rates. The United States has the highest incarceration rate in the world, with nearly 2.3 million people currently behind bars. This figure represents a staggering 25% of the world's prison population, despite the U.S. having only 5% of the global population. The incarceration rate has been driven by policies such as mandatory minimum sentences, three-strikes laws, and the war on drugs. These measures have disproportionately affected minority communities, particularly African Americans and Latinos. The conditions within many prisons are often harsh, with overcrowding, violence, and inadequate access to healthcare being common issues. The financial cost of maintaining such a large prison system is immense, with billions of dollars spent annually on correctional facilities and related expenses. Efforts to reform the criminal justice system have gained momentum in recent years, with initiatives aimed at reducing sentences for nonviolent offenses and improving rehabilitation programs. Despite these efforts, the high incarceration rate remains a contentious and complex issue, reflecting broader societal challenges related to crime, poverty, and systemic inequality. What are your thoughts on these high incarceration rates? Do you think they're justified? Share your comments below. Number 8. The massive student loan debt crisis. The student loan debt crisis in the United States has reached alarming proportions, with over 44 million Americans owing a collective $1.7 trillion in student loans. This debt burden affects individuals across all age groups, from recent graduates to retirees who are still paying off their loans. The average student loan debt per borrower is approximately $37,000, but many owe much more, particularly those who attended private or for-profit institutions. The high cost of education, combined with limited financial aid and the rising necessity of a college degree for career advancement, has created a challenging financial landscape for many Americans. The impact of student loan debt extends beyond individuals, affecting the broader economy as borrowers delay major life decisions such as buying a home, starting a family, or saving for retirement. Various proposals to address the crisis, including debt forgiveness and tuition-free public college, have been debated at the national level, but consensus remains elusive. The student loan debt crisis highlights the urgent need for reform in the American higher education system and the importance of making education more affordable and accessible for all. What do you think about the student loan debt crisis? Has it affected you? Comment below. Number 7. The influence of lobbying in politics. Lobbying is a significant force in American politics, with special interest groups spending billions of dollars each year to influence legislation and policy decisions. The practice of lobbying involves advocating for specific interests, often through direct interaction with lawmakers and government officials. While lobbying is a legitimate part of the democratic process, its extensive influence has raised concerns about the potential for corruption and the disproportionate power of wealthy individuals and corporations. Lobbyists often represent industries such as pharmaceuticals, oil and gas, and finance, which have a vested interest in shaping policies to their advantage. The role of money in politics, particularly through political action committees, PACs, and super PACs, has further amplified the influence of lobbyists. Critics argue that this dynamic undermines the principles of democratic representation, as elected officials may prioritize the interests of their donors over those of their constituents. Efforts to regulate lobbying and campaign finance have been met with resistance, and the debate over the role of money in politics continues to be a contentious issue in American society. What do you think about these cultural norms? Leave your thoughts below. Number 6. The ongoing opioid epidemic. The opioid epidemic in the United States is a public health crisis of unprecedented scale, with millions of Americans affected by addiction and overdose. The epidemic began in the late 1990s with the overprescription of opioid painkillers, leading to widespread misuse and addiction. As regulations tightened, many individuals turned to illicit opioids such as heroin and fentanyl, which are often more potent and dangerous. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, estimates that over 500,000 people have died from opioid overdoses since 1999. The epidemic has had devastating social and economic consequences, including strained healthcare systems, increased crime rates, and the displacement of families. Efforts to combat the crisis have included expanding access to treatment programs, increasing the availability of overdose reversal drugs like naloxone, and implementing stricter prescription guidelines. Despite these measures, the opioid epidemic remains a significant challenge, highlighting the need for continued public health initiatives and comprehensive strategies to address the root causes of addiction. What do you think about the opioid epidemic? Comment below. Number 5. The vast homelessness problem. Homelessness is a pervasive issue in the United States, with an estimated 580,000 people experiencing homelessness on any given night. This population includes individuals and families living in shelters, on the streets, and in other precarious situations. The causes of homelessness are multifaceted, encompassing factors such as lack of affordable housing, unemployment, mental illness, and substance abuse. Major cities like Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco have particularly high rates of homelessness, often leading to visible encampments and strained public services. The COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated the problem, as economic instability and job losses have pushed more people into homelessness. Efforts to address homelessness have included initiatives to increase affordable housing, provide supportive services, and implement policies aimed at preventing eviction. Despite these efforts, the scale of the problem remains daunting, and the need for comprehensive, long-term solutions is more urgent than ever. Homelessness in the U.S. underscores broader social and economic issues, calling for a concerted effort to ensure that all citizens have access to safe and stable housing. What do you think about this problem? How do you think we can solve it? Leave your comments below. Number 4. The prevalence of gun violence. Gun violence is a significant and persistent issue in the United States, with tens of thousands of people killed or injured by firearms each year. The country has the highest rate of civilian gun ownership in the world, with an estimated 393 million guns in circulation. This widespread availability of firearms, combined with varying state laws and regulations, has contributed to a high incidence of gun-related deaths, including homicides, suicides, and accidental shootings. Mass shootings in particular have become tragically common, with incidents occurring in schools, workplaces, and public spaces. The debate over gun control is deeply polarized, with advocates calling for stricter regulations to prevent gun violence, while opponents argue for the protection of Second Amendment rights. Efforts to address gun violence have included background checks, red flag laws, and community intervention programs, but achieving comprehensive reform has proven challenging. The impact of gun violence extends beyond the immediate victims, affecting families, communities, and the nation as a whole. Addressing this issue requires a multifaceted approach that balances public safety with constitutional rights. What do you think about this problem? Share your thoughts below. Number 3. The surprising amount of food waste. Food waste is a significant and often overlooked problem in the United States, with an estimated 30 to 40% of the food supply going to waste each year. This amounts to approximately 133 billion pounds and $161 billion worth of food. The causes of food waste are varied, including inefficiencies in the supply chain, overproduction, and consumer habits. Food waste has profound environmental impacts, contributing to greenhouse gas emissions, water waste, and the depletion of natural resources. Additionally, the issue of food waste is particularly troubling given the prevalence of food insecurity in the country, with millions of Americans lacking reliable access to nutritious food. Efforts to reduce food waste have included initiatives to improve food storage and distribution, promote food recovery and donation programs, and raise awareness about the issue among consumers. Despite these efforts, the scale of food waste remains a significant challenge, highlighting the need for more effective and coordinated strategies to address the problem. Reducing food waste not only has the potential to alleviate hunger, but also to promote environmental sustainability and economic efficiency. Are you surprised by this amount of food waste? Comment below. Number 2. The extensive use of energy and resources. The United States is one of the largest consumers of energy and natural resources in the world, with significant implications for the environment and global markets. The country relies heavily on fossil fuels, including oil, natural gas, and coal, to power its economy and meet its energy needs. This reliance has contributed to high levels of greenhouse gas emissions, making the U.S. one of the top contributors to global climate change. Efforts to transition to renewable energy sources, such as wind, solar, and hydroelectric power, have been increasing, but still represent a relatively small portion of the overall energy mix. Water consumption in the U.S. is also among the highest in the world, driven by agricultural, industrial, and residential use. The extraction and use of natural resources, including minerals and timber, have environmental impacts such as habitat destruction and pollution. Addressing these issues requires a concerted effort to promote energy efficiency, conservation, and sustainable practices. The extensive use of energy and resources in the U.S. underscores the importance of developing innovative solutions to balance economic growth with environmental stewardship. What are your thoughts on this use of energy and resources? Share in the comments. Number 1. The high cost of healthcare. The cost of healthcare in the United States is notoriously high, with Americans spending more per capita on healthcare than any other developed nation. Despite this high expenditure, the U.S. does not have the best health outcomes, with significant disparities in access to care and quality of services. The high cost of healthcare is driven by factors such as the price of medical procedures, prescription drugs, administrative costs, and the lack of universal health coverage. Many Americans face financial hardship due to medical expenses, with medical debt being a leading cause of bankruptcy in the country. Efforts to reform the healthcare system, including the Affordable Care Act, have aimed to expand access to insurance and reduce costs, but challenges remain. The COVID-19 pandemic has further highlighted the vulnerabilities and inequities within the healthcare system, prompting calls for more comprehensive reform. The high cost of healthcare in the U.S. is a complex issue that requires addressing underlying economic, social, and policy factors to ensure that all citizens have access to affordable and quality care. What do you think about the healthcare system? Comment below. And there you have it, the 12 shocking things about the USA that will leave you speechless. This captivating country is brimming with surprises, and we've only just begun to uncover its mysteries. If you're considering a journey to the USA, be sure to be mindful of these fascinating aspects of American culture. Thanks for tuning in to Kabooma Travel, and as always, stay curious and continue exploring the world around you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow adventurers. Until next time.